Yes, I know this probably sounds either absurd or clickbaity, but let's get straight to the evidence. Burntrap read either the mimic or Afton does not make any sense. The mimic is clearly alive and well in ruins, so that means he can be Burntrap, who is either trapped under the pizza flakes or dead depending on the ending. On the other hand, Afton has died like 70 times, while you could argue with just him coming back for like the 71st time, doesn't explain how the fuck he made it back under the pizza flakes. In addition, he can be defeated by fire, which has twice now been shown not to work against him. Why did it work a third time when it didn't work in FNAF 3 or FNAF 6? Did he forget to drink the fire rest potion or something? Let's also take a direct look at what he actually does in the security breach. He never attacks Gregory. In fact, he's the only antagonist in FNAF security breach who can't or won't jumpscare you, even if you go out of bounds and clip into him. In fact, Scott admitted that he originally never meant for him to move at all. He was meant to be this G-Man sort of entity watching from the shadows, doing its best to avoid confrontation. All he does is chuckle sometimes and try to hide the animatronics. Should they do later attack Gregory, it's never explained that it's his open intention. Might very well just be a side effect of his hacking. As such, the 309 believed to be the true story of Burntrap. The year is somewhere between 1979 and 1983. The sun is shining, the Soviet Union is still around, and the air outside is full of wonderful toxic fumes from the nearby steel mill. And you were just created, that too. You're random in the skeleton, maybe some sort of unholy prototype salvaged from the ruins of Murray's costume manor, maybe another one produced by William and Henry for the company. Your main job is to be the partner of Freddy, Spring Bonnie. However, Mr. Afton is that anyone else using his foot, so it's most of the time just rotting in the back room. Then one day Freddy shuts down. You're not sure why, but since that day you are no longer up on the stage. Sometimes you used to cover with one of the new 4 animatronics whenever their own enders had undergoing maintenance, but your glory days are long over. One day those things go from bad to worse. You can hear panicked voices, the cries of children, explosives running left and right. A man, bleeding, stumbles into your room, in your suit, and perishes in front of you, cold mechanical eyes. The company size is one step too far. Your safe room is sealed shut, bricked in the dead of night. You are left in total darkness with no friends but the slowly decomposing body, the broken arcade cabinets, and the occasional trinket the crew left behind. With them is a picture of a group of children, all of them in black and white. You're not sure who they are meant to be, but it seems important, so you hold on to it. The years pass. The leaky roof grows even more so. Vines slowly creep into the building. For the first few years, you sometimes faintly hear troublemakers enter, stealing whatever they deem cool or valuable. But after a decade or so, you lost count at that point, they stop doing that. The building itself is dead and desolate. With nothing else to do, you use your limited calculating capacity to ponder your existence. Was it your fault? Why weren't kids coming anymore? And why did they sue you even if they intend to leave anyway? Eventually you decide to try and recapture some of the old glory and crawl into the still occupied Spring Bonnie suit. You rotten organs and bits of jagged bone mixing with your endoskeleton. But it doesn't make you feel happy. If anything, it just shows how far you'd fallen. The world side continues to change and eventually the year 2023 arrives, so you obviously don't know that yet. Suddenly you hear something. Doors are ripped open, voices more clear than before. They came back to save you. The fake wall, already weakened by more than the elements, is effortlessly ripped down. You see men in strange clothes wearing weird objects in their hands. What matters is to see on their uniforms. Fazbear Entertainment. You're taken from place to place, hearing some frantic calls about frights burning down and not getting paid. But just as you fear being left in yet another warehouse with the day your last mechanical circuits give out, the men are informed of new management and you are taken to a strange place. It's like the old pizzeria, but you don't recognize anything. Many years must have truly passed. You're herded to the vents with the rest of this strange cast of misfits. A black bear, like a funhouse mirror of Fredbear you knew. A broken mess of wires wearing Freddy's ruined pale face. A massive machine with a monstrous claw, speaking with a child's voice you swear you'd heard before, but can't quite recognize after all those decades. A nasty something much like you, wearing a mix of organic and artificial skin, creeping in the shadows when you can't hear it. But then tragedy strikes. The place goes up in flames and you prepare to die. But you don't. Once again, a twisted mockery of the past you survive, even if worse for wear, and are left to wander this accursed place. What else can you do? At least this time there's a bit more space. As you explore, you eventually come across a human. A human! A young and confused woman to be exact. She calls you after and mumbles something about having talked to you before. Now, you have two options. You could tell her the truth, in which case she will at best leave you to rot again and was destroying in frustration. Or you could go along with it and do the one thing you're programmed to do. Make people happy. So, you do. Using what remains of your voicebook, you manage to inform her that, yeah, sure, you are indeed William Afton, but not in best shape, which totally explains all the discrepancies. She rises and offers to help you. Seeing how happy she is to meet someone who has to be her idol, you continue going over with a bit and let her take you to some sort of special station. In it, you slowly but surely regain power, your bones healing, and, the organic matter inside you no longer hurting as much. You feel a bit better again. You feel wanted again. The last tragedy strikes once more. Some child enters this place. A child! Just like in the old photo you've clung to until the day was consumed by the flames in the last pizzeria. Just like in the good old days, you barely remember that Fredbear's. You want to approach him, but you can't. In your current state, you might scare him after all. It's hard to blame the kid for running off. So you approach the nearby computer and much to your shock, prove yourself capable of taking control of the animatronics. This is probably thanks to the agony of the employee who died in your suit, which has by now seeped into you as his soul left to better pastures. However, your complete tech illiteracy means you fire once more, and the place catches fire. As you try to run after the youngster to shield him from the flames, or try to apologize to what you now see as a kind and true animatronic who only wanted to help, he finds you. The representation of Fazbear's past, who, in a twisted turn of fate, much like the young lady Vanessa, mistakes you for William Afton. As you drag to the depths of the burning pizza place, you only reminisce about the good old times. Simpler times. Back when you performed before happy crowds and truly brought joy to kissing grown-ups alike. And then, it all goes dark.